Here we go.
Martin taking his time to step up. Gerald Washington waiting patiently.
Okay,
World title challenger. Here's Tony Wicks.
Right here is good. Right here is good. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourself at all times. Let's go.
12-rounder, IBF title eliminator. IBF champion, of course, is Anthony Joshua. Wouldn't have thought there was a huge amount of appetite for a rematch against Charles Martin, but you never know. Not a final eliminator, this is just a battle to get a little bit higher up the rankings. Martin ranked 11, Washington currently ranked number 9 by the IBF. As you see, Martin a southpaw. Washington's faced southpaws before. He's faced 3 of them, was held to a draw by 43-year-old Amir Mansour.
He was very, very tough, John.
Knocked out Robert Hellenius last summer, Washington. Charles Martin's put together some reasonable performances since losing to Joshua.
Yeah, he has nothing that's going to set the world alight yet, but I think, yeah, he's got back on the winning track, hasn't he?
Form line between them. Martin lost in over 10 rounds on points to Adam Kovnotsky. Same fighter knocked out Washington in 2.
But that can also be your approach, how negative you can be. Washington maybe doesn't have the footwork of Martin, and just maybe an easier target to hit.
Fought Deontay Wilder in a world title fight. Gerald Washington was stopped in 5 rounds after not doing too badly in the early stages. I guess it was kind of a typical Wilder performance. Didn't do a great deal, then knocked the bloke out.
No, we say he doesn't do a great deal, but he still wins most of the rounds. You know, we always go back to the Ortiz fight, the second one, of course, recently, where he was really far behind. But more often than not, he is winning the fight.
Washington also beaten by the very heavyweight American Gerald Miller.
Cage, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot happening in this opening round.
Just caught him with the jab there, isn't he? Washington just stepping to the right, trying to let that right hand go. Just squaring his feet up there and having to take a couple out of Charles Martin. Nice shot. And again, good right hands, good 2 right hands there from Washington.
I think that second one just stunned Martin slightly. And Washington was stepping in, but back comes Martin. Well, a very quiet opening couple of minutes of the round, and it's all kicked off in the 3rd minute.
Both going to the wrong corners then.
How did you score that one?
I just thought Washington just did enough, actually, to be honest, John.
Tyson Fury in the dressing room, binding being applied to his hands. Sugar Hill Stewart doing the work. And I'm sure somewhere Mark Breland would be watching on. Cheers of the crowd as Tyson Fury is shown on the huge screens there up above the ring. No reaction really from the crowd for Deontay Wilder. Fury fans hugely outnumber the Wilder fans, I think.
Good jab there from Washington. And again, Martin just leaning over the front foot a little bit too much. A bit off balance.
Pretty much full now, the MGM Grand Garden.
Just need to take a little half a step back before he threw that right hand there. He just poured him with the jab there, Washington, trying to set him up with the right hand, but just smothered his work a little bit.
Washington just waiting for Martin to commit himself. Martin only too well aware of that. Charles Martin in the black and gold shorts, former IBF champion.
Better there for Martin. Should be using that southpaw jab more, Martin. He's got his foot on the outside, so should be able to get into play a little bit easier than Washington can get his left hand.
There's that buzz around the arena, which sometimes indicates that a fair few people in the crowd are not giving what's going on in the ring,
of course,
very close attention. I think a lot of people are just chatting about what's going to come after this.
Well, usually being just before the main fight is a fantastic place to be for your contest, to showcase your skills. But in an event like this, it's the worst fight to be.
Oh, good right hand. The best shot of the round, that, from Washington, just before the bell to end that second round.
Okay.
Tyson Fury again, pictures being shown of him in the dressing room. Final preparations, he's pretty much ready.
Yo, we gotta get a little bit closer behind that jab. I don't want you reaching in, right?
72% according to a poll
Find that reach, find that
conducted by a well-known betting company, have said that Tyson Fury is going to win this fight. That's a UK betting company.
No, I think it's actually in the crowd here, John.
Is it really?
Which team would you vote for? And then people have had to tweet Team Wilder or Team Fury, and obviously most of the crowd, you've already alluded, a Fury fan. 72% think Fury will win, and 28% of the crowd here who have had a go on the tweet think Wilder will prevail.
It probably tells you that 72% of the ticket holders are Tyson Fury fans. Yeah. Huge invasion of British boxing fans for this event. Give the second round to Washington as well.
I did, yeah, I know what's happening. Just he caught with the right hand earlier on and around, and then that good right hand at the end. That's better there for Martin. Stop. A good jab from either one sets it up for both. But it's going to be hard for Washington to land that jab when he's overstepping to the right, but he's looking for that right hand. And so for me, Martin will be able to have more success with the right southpaw jab if he's willing to throw it.
Set him up for that 1-2.
The left hand straight back there to Charles Martin. Washington to that right hand to the body, but just overreached a little bit. That's a nice little short right hand there from Washington.
Fair to say the crowd would like to see a wee bit more action than they're getting.
Yeah, no one's looking to really commit, are they? And then for the most part as well, they're both throwing from too far out. Well, Martin did get his front foot a little bit closer to the tag there to that right hand to the left hand to the body.
Whoever takes these last 30 seconds is probably going to take the round.
Similar to the previous, of course.
Well, maybe the last 30 seconds are going to be a 0-0 draw.
Not good, is it?
Well, this is not a round to live in the memory, as Washington falls way short of the target again, and the jab taken on the gloves of Charles Martin. And how do you score that? 0-0. Mike Tyson, still immensely popular, is in the building, and he'll get a terrific ovation when he arrives here. Van der Holyfield's here somewhere as well.
He is. Some greats here tonight, John.
I need you to put that jab in his face. It ain't got to land, but it got to take his vision away. And be ready. More than 20 years, of course, since those two great fighters met each other back in the mid-90s. And Holyfield proved himself to be the superior man. Who's going to be the superior man between these two?
3 gloves, 3 left gloves, 3 right gloves.
Both
Deontay Wilder chooses out of the 3 pairs the best left and the best right. Those are then wrapped up, taken by the commission, and then they are brought to the room, sealed so that nobody tampers them, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why those gloves were here, and the same can be said for Tyson Fury's gloves. Correct.
Well, that's good there from Martin, with more commitment in his approach. And again there, but even if there's not much weight on that right southpaw jab, it's just enough to occupy the mind there of Washington before he lets that left hand go, rather than just firing in with the left hand every time.
It's better from Martin, getting into range and landing a couple of body shots.
A bit more energy in his work. Ooh. The problem is he can't maintain the energy, can he, Martin? That's a problem.
Well, he's not in great shape, is he? Let's be honest. Washington a couple of rounds to the good in the white shorts on your card at the moment, but Martin seems to have just raised himself a bit in this round.
It's a good start to the round, hasn't he? Right idea there from Martin. Keep stepping to the right when he throws that jab. You've got to let that left hand go as well.
Those great champions of previous years are going to be introduced to the crowd at some point before the main event. Lennox, Evander and Mike Tyson going to be invited up.
Good right hand there for Martin.
Going to be all three of them given special presentation by the WBC. I think a few people would rather see them fighting than these two.
Stop. Turn around.
The one person who still gets a bit of a red haze down from Lennox Lewis is Riddick Bowe.
Yes.
Never been too impressed with Riddick, has he?
Good shot there for Martin there.
Oh, good shot. That is a very solid left hand from Martin. Much better round from Charles Martin. Watching again. It's the punch of the round, that left hand.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot. He had a better round. He started off with a bit more energy, a bit more bounce in his step, and looked to be a little bit more proactive. He sort of lost a bit of the energy most of the round, but then finished stronger as well there, Charles Martin, and maybe just got a little bit of foothold into the fight.
Henry Tillman, the chief cornerman there. I was told.
I need you to let that 2-3 go. You understand me? That 2-3, I need it.
I beg your pardon, he's one of the assistants, the chief cornerman for Charles Martin, Manny Robles. Gerald Washington with Ramon Espada in his corner. Henry Tillman beat Tyson as an amateur.
He did, and also won the Olympic gold medal, by the way. He might have possibly beat Tyson to qualify for the Olympics. Not quite sure. Might be an Olympic box-off.
Well, there's somebody out there, no doubt, listening to us who will be.
For Charles
the
Martin,
bunts behind
Manny
us
Robles said, look, I want you to take advantage.
Well, after that injection of pace in the fourth round, it seems to be normal service resumed so far in the fifth.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah.
First punch of the round, right hand from Washington.
Getting excited, John. Oh, it's nice there from Martin. He squared his feet a little bit there, didn't he, Washington? Following Martin round, Martin just dancing, just a little quick stop and fired the left hand through. There's no follow-up attack, is there? That's the frustrating part. Nice.
That's better from Martin. Complaining that that one was a little bit low, Washington. It's on the border for me.
Finding the range now, isn't he, with that left hand? Martin, just a little bit more increasingly.
He won the last round, didn't he? And it looks as though he's winning this one as well.
Only because Washington's not doing anything. Shot. Better there for Washington.
Stop. Let it go.
Someone's got shields out. It's Charles Martin.
your fight.
Referee spots it. And he wants the action to continue in the remaining 1.5 seconds. Well, that's presumably a Martin round.
Yeah, it is, John. Most definitely. I think Washington landed a decent shot at the end of the round, but apart from that, didn't do enough, if anything.
And here's the best of the action, such as it was in the 5th.
Yeah, Joe, it was a good move from Martin. He just dancing around, and all of a sudden, they just stop the movement and try the left hand through. But Washington's walking up to him with his hands low, no urgency in his footwork, and you're asking to get caught.
Well, we've got a level fight now, Barry, on your card.
But it's Martin who's actually, the first round, he didn't do anything. Now he's starting to produce some work. And keeping Washington a little bit quiet.
Phrases like "it can only get better" spring to mind.
You've obviously never seen me fight.
Oh, I have. It was better than this by a long, long way. 6th round. Charles Martin in the black and gold, Gerald Washington in the white shorts.
Is there a better start here from Washington?
Needed one. He's had a couple of dismal rounds
Yeah, he has,
before
yeah.
this. A bit of a mouse underneath the right eye, a swelling underneath the right eye of Washington. Presumably one of those left hands of Martin's that's caused the damage.
What has Martin gone back into his shell? He was having success there. He wasn't having to do a lot either to have success. Just a bit more of a bounce to his step. That's all he needed.
Well,
That's a bad tear.
people had expected an old-fashioned tear-up between these two. It's not quite happened so far, but Martin finding the range. Oh, what about that? Finding a left hand out of the blue, and down goes Washington. I said they weren't going to find a tear-up, but they found a great punch. Washington doesn't like it, but Tony Weeks has waved it all over with that big left hand. And after some pretty soporific second-rate entertainment, that was a real quality punch.
And that's the thing with heavyweights. It can be an absolutely dreadful fight, but you can get a really good finish. Washington got up too quick for a start. That's why the referee had to stop it. He jumped up so unsteady on his legs, and the referee had no option to call it off. It was a short little swing in the left hand, wasn't it? And
well, talk about commentator's curse. You're just midway through almost giving an apology for what's been given, and then a punch like that.
But Martin showed when he put a bit more energy into his work, he was far more effective at the two. I don't think he could sustain it. And I know with heavyweights, so often they pour each other and look and take a good look, and you can understand why, because they both, heavyweights carry so much power that any little mistake can be fatal, and that's what it proved here. It's a good, nice little shot, that is. Well,
I think that makes it 5 wins out of 6 since being beaten by Anthony Joshua.
Not bad, is it?
Keeping himself just about as a name in contention, and that was a quality shot.
It's a quality shot, but the fact that Washington would left that left hand out there, he's asking to get caught. He really is. But Martin, I thought Washington won the first couple of rounds because Martin did nothing, but Martin upped the pace. He was starting to be a little bit proactive. He was having more success. And that's a lovely little short left hand to finish the fight.
Well, a lot of what went before was distinctly mediocre, but that was class.
Yeah. And also, a shot that he went for. It wasn't just a wild swing, or you could see the eyes. The eyes are right on Washington. Washington misses with that jab. Martin slips to the right, comes back with that left hook.
33 years old now, Charles Martin. I'm sure dreaming of another big payday.
It's a horrible division, isn't it, the heavyweights? You just can't make a little mistake. Make a little mistake and you're done.
Well, that's what Deontay Wilder, of course, says is going to be the story of the fight against Tyson Fury.
The problem you got with Wilder is you don't have to make a mistake sometimes. You know what I mean? You do everything right. You just we say he's got poor technique, but he still somehow always finds a home for that right hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 57 seconds in round number 6. Our referee in charge, Tony Weeks, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of knockout. The winner of the IBF Heavyweight World Title Eliminator, Prince Charles Martin.
Not be saying too much about that fight, I suspect, but Martin is the winner. I think I can say pretty emphatically that the next one might be a wee bit more dramatic.